Hello, and welcome to the video guide for using Super Cruise in your Cadillac Escalade, brought to you by Crestview Cadillac in Rochester, Michigan. Super Cruise is Cadillac's autonomous self-driving system, which works in conjunction with your vehicle's adaptive cruise control to allow hands-free driving. The adaptive cruise control system uses your vehicle's camera and radar systems to read lane markers and adjust the speed of your vehicle, depending on other vehicles around it. Super Cruise enhances the adaptive cruise control by using GPS and a database of compatible highways to allow the vehicle to be operated without the driver's hands on the wheel. Super Cruise only works on freeways or divided highways which have limited access without traffic lights and works best in clear weather, so do not use it during hard rain or snow or on snow-covered roads. Super Cruise may also be temporarily disabled by direct bright sunlight. Super Cruise requires the full attention of the driver, and it ensures this by the use of a camera on the steering column, which monitors the driver to ensure that they do not take their attention away from the road for more than a few seconds. Before you try to use Super Cruise for the first time, there are a few settings you'll want to check first. Super Cruise only works when adaptive cruise is enabled. Since your vehicle's cruise control can be toggled between regular and adaptive cruise, you first want to make sure that it is toggled to adaptive cruise. While the vehicle is parked and engine running, press the Cruise Start button and look for one of the following lights to display. If you see the adaptive cruise light, then your vehicle is in the correct mode to use Super Cruise. If you see the regular cruise light, hold down the Cruise Cancel button until you see Adaptive Cruise Available appear on the display. Once it is toggled to Adaptive Cruise, your vehicle will remember that setting going forward after the vehicle is turned off. The next setting you'll want to check is the Super Cruise Lane Change option. You can have Super Cruise change lanes for you when you use your turn signal, or you can allow Super Cruise to decide when to change lanes if the vehicle in front of you is going slower than you and there is room in the lane to your left to safely change lanes. To configure this, from your home page, touch Settings, then Vehicle, and then scroll down to Super Cruise Lane Change. Its current setting is shown here. To change it, touch Super Cruise Lane Change, and then choose the desired option. If you set it to off, you must take control of the steering wheel to do your own lane change, and then Super Cruise will then retake control after your lane change is complete. Please note that although you can use Super Cruise while towing a trailer, the automatic lane change feature is not available if you are towing a trailer. Finally, the last option you should check is the gap setting. A gap is the distance between your vehicle and the one in front of you while either Adaptive Cruise or Super Cruise is active. Press the Gap Adjust button on the steering wheel to set how far or close you want to approach vehicles in front of you before your vehicle slows down to maintain that gap. If your vehicle is equipped with a trailering upgrade, this gap will automatically increase when it detects that you are towing a trailer, to ensure you have more distance to stop the vehicle to compensate for the additional overall weight. Once you have completed the previous steps, you are ready to try using Super Cruise on a compatible highway. When you are driving on a compatible highway, the Super Cruise light, which looks like a picture of a steering wheel, should appear on your display as white. Once you have reached your desired cruising speed and are centered properly within your lane, you can either press down on the cruise control switch to set your cruising speed, or you can press the Super Cruise button. If you press the cruise control switch first, Adaptive Cruise will be active, and if you are comfortable with your current speed, you can then press the Super Cruise button. If at any time while either Adaptive or Super Cruise is active, you can press up or push down on the cruise control switch to adjust your speed. Once Super Cruise is active, you also should see the light within the top portion of the steering wheel initially turn blue. This means that Super Cruise is reading the road and confirming if it is safe to begin self-driving. The blue light should then change to solid green once Super Cruise begins driving. When this happens, you can remove your hands from the steering wheel. While Super Cruise is engaged, it will adjust the vehicle speed as necessary depending on the position of other vehicles around you, and will even come to a complete stop if traffic has slowed enough to require it, and will then increase speed on its own when traffic flow returns to normal. Automatic emergency braking will also engage if needed. You can take control of the steering wheel at any time, or press the brake whenever necessary. If you take over steering, the light on the steering wheel will turn blue. In order for Super Cruise to remain active, you must continue to maintain your focus on the road. On the top of your steering column is a camera that is watching your eye movement. If you turn your attention away from the road for more than a few seconds, the green light on the steering wheel will start flashing to remind you to return your focus back at the road. If you fail to respond to this alert, the flashing green will eventually change to flashing red, and the vehicle will either alert you via a warning beep or vibrate your seat, depending on how you have configured your vehicle alerts. When the steering wheel is flashing red, Super Cruise has been disengaged, and you must immediately take control of the steering wheel. If you fail to do so, an audible alert will sound.
Take control of the vehicle now.
Repeated warnings may disable Super Cruise from being used again until the vehicle is restarted. If the driver fails to respond to repeated alerts, your hazard lights will turn on, OnStar will be called, and your vehicle will eventually come to a stop. Once you exit the highway, or the road conditions change such that Super Cruise can no longer remain active, a warning message will appear on the screen to alert you that Super Cruise has been disengaged. You should also receive warning beeps or your seat will vibrate if you do not take control of the steering wheel when Super Cruise disengages. Thanks again for choosing the Cadillac Escalade with Super Cruise. If you have any other questions about Super Cruise, you can reach out to Crestview Cadillac in Rochester, Michigan and ask for help from their product specialist. Thanks for watching.